case of the Colombian Amazon in particular, we're exacerbating the climate crisis by literally scorching the lungs of the earth through a campaign of aerial spraying of coca crops. We have scorched about more than 4 million acres of one of the most biodiverse countries in the world. And today there is more coca being planted than ever before. And for people living in these very remote areas, growing coca makes good economic sense. It's the logical thing to do, even though we may not see it that way from our privileged position. It doesn't solve any of the underlying preconditions of what drove these farmers to grow these crops in these areas to begin with. That has much more to do with centuries of inequality, lack of land reform, lack of land titling in other areas, 5 decades of civil war, the longest civil war in this hemisphere until it was negotiated to an end in 2016. The last demographic that wants the drug war to end are the drug traffickers themselves, because it's important to remember that what we're talking about whether we're talking about cocaine or heroin or methamphetamines or cannabis, what we're talking about are essentially minimally processed agricultural and chemical commodities that have very little inherent value on an open market. These are drugs that cost literally pennies per dose to manufacture. There's no reason on earth it should be worth this kind of money. That is a function of drug prohibition and the risk premium, especially that we give these commodities. So we've managed to take basically minimally processed agricultural and chemical commodities and turn them into the modern equivalent of alchemy, of gold. It doesn't make sense to punish people who need help, but also to keep making these drugs more valuable, which is the last thing you want to do because it attracts all the wrong actors for all the wrong reasons.